The narcissist marries the scapegoat. Very common relationship pairing, probably one of the most common. And it makes a lot of psychological sense once you understand how both are conditioned fit together. The scapegoat has 3 core wounds. I've done a full video on this, but essentially they're groomed from childhood into believing they're the problem, they have to work really, really hard for love and approval, and they don't trust their own intuition or reality. And if this is a more unhealed, unaware scapegoat, for a narcissist, that is like grade A+++ supply, premium fuel. They don't have to work nearly as hard at gaslighting. We already doubt ourselves and our reality. We think that we're the issue. We're used to fighting just to be heard. So when the narcissist twists things, we're more likely to believe that it's our fault. And even when we do see red flags, an unhealed scapegoat is more likely to override that gut feeling, minimize the abuse, because we've been trained to do exactly that. There are usually 2 typical paths this dynamic takes, especially after marriage. The first scenario is tag team of abuse. Your family already thinks that you're the problem. Now they have a narcissistic in-law that can join forces with them in protecting the lie of their narrative. This is terrible because now the scapegoat is getting it from all sides, betrayal and profound psychological harm. But this way, the family and the narcissistic spouse keeps control of the scapegoat's truth and the narrative. The second scenario is the false savior, the hero. I know this one well because it happened to me. The narcissistic spouse validates the scapegoat's experiences. You're not the problem, your family is. Your family and where you live, true north, strong and free, is the problem. Let me protect you and take you to this new land. It's powerful and very effective because if you've never been believed before, it feels like a kind of love you've never had. But then, for the victim, big time isolation, especially if you had in the pandemic and closed borders. They've taken you away from one abusive system into their own kingdom of hell. You think you've escaped, but you've just been repositioned and entrapped. So does the narcissist always pick a scapegoat then? Not necessarily. Even if it's common, they can pick a securely attached person if they're able to manipulate them. But here's a theory I'm working on in my research. Narcissists also gravitate towards the lost child. Why? Because the lost child is conflict avoidant. They learn how to stay out of the way, keep quiet to stay safe. They're often dismissive avoidant in their attachment, which makes them an ideal partner for a narcissist who wants full control without pushback, especially if there are kids. The narcissist doesn't necessarily get that same eruptive conflict that you can get with the scapegoat because we are the truth teller, but it's still adequate supply. The lost child is the prime candidate for the enabling parent role because they don't speak up, they don't challenge the narcissist, they do what they do best, run away and disappear. So whether you're the scapegoat or the lost child, these roles don't disappear in adulthood. They recreate themselves in our relationships until we can see the pattern. And once we do, we can rewrite it. We're less likely to be manipulated into these narcissistic relationships. We can have a healthier, happier future.